I thought I was marrying the love of my life, until I overheard her bridesmaids joking about a secret that changed everything. My name's Ryan, I'm 32, and I've always been the kind of guy who plays it straight. Steady job, small circle of close friends, no drama. I work in commercial real estate in Chicago, have a younger sister I'm close with, and before all this happened, I thought I was about to marry the kind of woman you only meet once in a lifetime. Her name is Hannah. She's 29, and we'd been together for 5 years. We met at a friend's BBQ. She was wearing this faded Nirvana tee and Converse shoes, laughing way too hard at someone's terrible joke. And for some reason, that's what pulled me in. She was the kind of woman who could light up a room and somehow make you feel like you were the only one in it. We clicked instantly. I asked her out that night, and the rest, as they say, was history. Hannah worked in digital marketing for a fashion startup. She was creative, sharp, and always on her phone. Half her job was living on social media, which I never really understood but supported anyway. She had a tight-knit group of friends, mostly women she'd known since college, and they did everything together. Sunday brunches, annual girls' trips, movie nights. Hannah was very much the center of her little universe. Our relationship, at least for the first few years, was good. Solid. We weren't one of those toxic couples with constant fights or wild drama. We moved in together after a year, got a dog the next year, took vacations, talked about kids, even opened a joint savings account. It felt real, stable, comfortable. The proposal came after our 4th anniversary. We were in Asheville, North Carolina, sitting on a quiet overlook after a long hike. I had the ring in my pocket for days, waiting for the right moment. She cried when I asked, said yes before I even finished the sentence, and for a while I genuinely believed we were building something permanent. Planning the wedding was mostly her thing. She handled the colors, the dress, the venue. Her mom and bridesmaids were deep in the trenches with her. I just paid invoices and nodded a lot. Honestly, I didn't mind. I trusted her. I thought we had the same end goal in mind. I thought we were both showing up for each other with the same honesty, the same investment. But looking back now, I think I was more invested than she ever was. She had secrets, and I didn't even know I was the punchline of a joke told behind closed doors. They say love is blind. That's not true. Love sees everything. You just choose to look the other way when it's convenient. And I had been looking the other way for far too long. The night it all fell apart wasn't supposed to be memorable. It was just one of those low-key pre-wedding evenings at the rental villa we had booked for close friends and family. There was no wild bachelor or bachelorette party, no drunken chaos, just wine, laughter, and last-minute planning. Everyone was finally winding down after dinner. People had started retreating to their rooms, and the energy had shifted from celebration to calm. I had stepped out on the back patio to take a quick call from my best friend Jake, who couldn't attend the wedding due to a family emergency. We talked for about 10 minutes, just small talk, catching up, making dumb jokes like we always did. Nothing heavy. When I came back in, I remembered Hannah had asked me earlier to grab a specific bottle of red wine for her and her bridesmaids. They were having a little girls-only hangout in the bridal suite, and I figured I'd do the polite fiancé thing. Bring the bottle, knock, hand it off, and head to bed. But as I walked down the hallway toward the suite, I heard them talking. The door was slightly ajar. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I paused. They were laughing, tipsy, clearly in their own little world. That kind of loud, unfiltered talk that only happens when people think they're truly alone. I was about to knock. Then I heard Rachel, her loudest bridesmaid, the one with zero filter, say, "So, you're seriously never going to tell him?" There was a pause. Then Hannah, casually, dismissively, "Tell him what? That I hooked up with someone while we were technically on a break like 4 years ago? Please. It's ancient history." The laughter came fast and light. Another voice chimed in. "Megan, I think. Wait, are you talking about that guy from Mexico or the Connor situation?" Then came the silence, like they weren't sure if someone had said too much. Hannah's voice dropped to a lower, quieter tone. "Too late. Connor. The Mexico thing was stupid. Connor. Yeah, that was bad. That was when Ryan was at his parents', remember? But whatever. We weren't married, and it was one night." I froze. Rachel laughed again. "You are so bad. If he ever finds out, the whole wedding's toast. He's not going to find out. None of you are going to say anything. And it's not like I cheated with one of his friends. That would be next-level trashy." Cue laughter. Actual giddy laughter. I wasn't angry. Not yet. I just stood there in that hallway, completely numb, the wine bottle still in my hand. My heart wasn't racing. It was slowing down, like my brain was trying to detach itself from my body so I could process what I'd just heard. These were the women she trusted most, the ones standing beside her on the biggest day of our lives. And this was what they were laughing about. I didn't knock. I didn't even move. I just turned around, walked silently back down the hallway, slipped out the front door, and sat in my car with the engine off. It was like time stopped. I sat in the dark, with the taste of iron in my mouth, staring at the steering wheel. I kept waiting for some kind of anger to rise up, or heartbreak, or disbelief, but all I felt was clarity. Cold, hard clarity. This wedding was a lie. The vows were going to be a lie. And the life I thought we were building was based on a version of Hannah that never actually existed. I went back inside, calm on the outside but screaming inside. I didn't say a word to Hannah. I slept on the couch, pretending I was just exhausted. The next morning, while she was still asleep, I took my car, drove 20 minutes to the wedding venue, and met with the coordinator. "I need to cancel," I said. The poor woman looked like she'd seen a ghost. "The wedding's in 2 days, sir." "I know. Cancel it. Full stop." I paid the cancellation fees. I called the caterer, the photographer, the DJ. I canceled the Airbnb I had booked for our honeymoon. I contacted every single guest, family, and friends alike. My message was short. Unfortunately, due to private circumstances, the wedding has been canceled. Thank you for understanding. The only people I didn't contact were Hannah and her bridesmaids. Instead, I packed my bags, booked a hotel for the night, and left a printed note on our kitchen table. "Hannah, I heard everything. The wedding is off. Please do not contact me." I blocked her number, removed her from all social media, and instructed the hotel staff not to give out my information if she came looking. Within hours, I was bombarded with messages. Mutual friends, her sister, her mom, all confused. I ignored them all. I had nothing to say, because when someone who claims to love you jokes about cheating on you with her friends like it's a bachelorette party story, she doesn't love you. She loves the image, the attention, the thrill of not getting caught. Stayed silent because I knew if I let her talk, she'd manipulate me. She always knew how to twist things, cry on cue, promise it, meant nothing. But it meant enough to lie about it. It meant enough to hide it. And it meant enough for me to walk away. By the end of that day, the entire wedding party knew. Half of them were texting me in disbelief, demanding an explanation. A few friends from my side came over to the hotel just to make sure I was okay. I wasn't, but I was clear-headed. Hannah showed up at the hotel the next morning. I saw her, through the window. I didn't answer the door. She texted me over 30 times, called even more. She finally gave up and left. Later that day, her maid of honor, Claire, the only decent one in that group, texted me. "I'm so sorry you had to hear it like that. You didn't deserve any of this." She confirmed what I already knew. Hannah had cheated at least twice. Once during a break and once during our relationship. Claire hadn't said anything because she didn't want to destroy us. "I should have spoken up," she said. A week later, I returned to the apartment. Hannah was gone. She had moved out, thankfully. I found a 4-page handwritten letter on the bed. She apologized, said she hated herself, and asked for one more chance. She claimed it was years ago, that she didn't love the guys, and that she's not that person anymore. I burned the letter in the kitchen sink. Her parents tried to reach out. Her father even emailed me a lengthy message about forgiveness and not throwing away love over past mistakes. I didn't reply. Mutual friends split into sides. Some respected my silence. Others said I was being cold-hearted. But the ones who mattered knew. Once trust is broken, nothing else matters. And the truth? I didn't feel heartbroken. I felt free. It's been 3 months since that night. I'm living in a new place, in a different part of the city, and I'm taking time to just exist without trying to play the perfect fiancé. I'm back at the gym. I started reading again. I even went on a solo hiking trip for the first time in years. I haven't heard from Hannah since the week after the cancellation. I don't expect to, but if she ever does reach out again, I won't answer. Not out of hate, but because I owe myself better. People keep asking me how I walked away so easily. The truth is, it wasn't easy. It took 5 years of love, 1 overheard conversation, and 2 hours of sitting in a car with my heart in my throat. But I made a choice. I chose peace over chaos, self-respect over nostalgia, and reality over fantasy. I don't regret loving her. I regret that she never loved me the same way. What I've learned is simple. Pay attention to what people say when they think you're not listening. That's when their real selves show. And if you ever find yourself asking whether you should go through with a wedding, a move, a life-altering decision, listen to your gut. Mine whispered something that night, and I listened.